The Trump administration is not scoring any points in international diplomacy these days. Duh. For one thing, he's shipping J.D. Vance up north to conquer Greenland. And his MAGA loyalist Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't interested in foreign relations either. Well, I don't know about that. Depends on the guy. Watch.
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
From the UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay,
and you, no. You should care about your own borders.
Do you care about American lives?
No. Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? I don't care about your fake news. Do you have a relevant question? This is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm an American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asked.
I'm not answering her question because I don't care about her network. If you would like to ask, I can answer.
Any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security? You should talk about the Biden administration.
Oh, but I mean, that was interesting.
That's how you do it as a journalist.
Yeah, yeah.
When one person, one journalist, regardless of what country they're from, asks a question that needs an answer, and that person gets passed over, if you're the next person, you ask the very same question. Yeah. And that's how you control this administration. This administration is warring with the press because they don't want to give the press access. They don't, I think, want journalists to really report the truth. They want, in essence, to control the narrative of what's going on. Yeah. But if the press were only to band together and do what we just saw, I think the control would be back where our constitutional founders expected it to be.
What's all this hostility towards the allies? I mean, I just read that that the traveling to the U.S. from Europe, the Middle East, and Africa is down 12.8% compared to last year.
Those countries are giving travel advisories now.
They're not coming.
Oh, and Canada. I mean, I have seen so many stories.
How many people are from Canada? Just clap. No one.
Oh, they don't want to come.
They don't want to come. That's the point. I made my point.
No, there's all. For Florida, Canadian snowbirds are big to our economy. For places like Maine, Canadians coming in the summer, very big part of their economy. Yeah. There's all of these cancellations, and it's just, it's vexing to see that they attack and denigrate and criticize and say and show such disdain for allies like Canada, like Denmark and Greenland, like Panama. Finland. On this signal gate, J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth were showing disdain towards the whole of Europe, calling them
Hegseth replied, I share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. That's one thing I don't think is getting enough attention in that signal leak is...
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah, there is so much. But you're watching
do they know what we're talking about?
Well, the chat that got a journalist invited in and they all started to talk about...
That's been the news all week.
Yeah. Well, in that chat, they're trashing our allies. Right. And we already knew... Yes. Yeah. Well, but no one jumped in and said anything more. It was about European freeloading. Right. Europe, the majority, aside from some Eastern European nations, they're all allies. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the Greenland, the Panama, the Canada, you team that up with the fact that the Trump administration has always buddied up to Russia's Putin, North Korea, President Xi, like all these different people. The combination, it's like they're eliminating the idea that we're on an international stage and we may need people in the future.
And it's just people also that the Canadians also helped us win World War II.
Yes, they did.
They were allies in World War II. Well, and we should be more respectful to Canada.
They fight along with us. Every time we go to war, they're right there by us.
They're NATO members, and they served alongside us in Afghanistan and Iraq as well, as has Ukraine, who is not a NATO member, by the way. But I also, to bring into this conversation, J.D. Vance was supposed to, his wife was going to go to Greenland and apparently was not going to get a full diplomatic reception because Greenland's basically been being bullied by the Trump administration. He's now traveling there and they're not rolling out the red carpet. No. They don't have leaders in the diplomatic corps greeting him. He's basically just going to a U.S. military base and disappearing. And I look at this from the lens of having worked for Mike Pence. And I traveled all over the world with him in more than 24 countries and spent a lot of time in Europe. When Pence showed up, the head of state would greet him. The full diplomatic response would they'd roll out the red carpet because they knew he cared about alliance. In fact, it was alliances. it was an open secret that European leaders preferred to meet with Pence over Donald Trump. And it wasn't that he was soft on, oh, NATO doesn't need to pay their fair share. He delivered the exact same message about Europeans pulling their weight on the international stage, but he did it through diplomacy and not bullying. I just don't know what he's doing.
Sure. There's all of these reports that that the people prepping the trip for Usha Vance had been going in the capital of Greenland, had been going door to door trying to find family willing to receive her and couldn't find one. There's all of these people in Greenland who are now making up these hats, red hats that look like the Make America, it says Make America Go Away. So, you know, but whenever you see the Trump administration doing something, ask why.
That's my question about Greenland. What is his fascination with Greenland? He said we will go as far as we have to get control of Greenland. We need Greenland.
Greenland has a lot of strategic importance. But this week, the reason why I think J.D. Vance all of a sudden is showing up in Greenland is to distract from the debacle that is the national security breach that they that all of America has seen with the signal.
Can I mention one thing?
It wasn't planned for him to go.
It was last minute he went.
It was announced on
Well, he's about as welcome there as shingles.
But okay, the Canada bit drives me crazy because he should not be saying we're going to take Greenland. There's a strategic advantage, you can argue. Canada, the kindest people on earth, he wants to make the 51st state. Does he realize Canada is to the left of us? Like a Canadian conservative is way to the left of me, and a Canadian leftist is to the left of people here.
And Canadians don't want us.
And it's larger than the state of California. So if you imported 40 million Canadians and made them the 51st state,
Republicans may not win.
It would be Democratic rule for the next 20 years.
They don't
it doesn't
want
even
to
make
be
sense.
the 51st state.
They will lose. Canada, take one for the team. Please, people, save us. Save us from ourselves.
Okay, we're going to go to a commercial.
The Greenland thing and the tariff thing, all of a sudden, distraction in chief.
The cars are going to be how much more?
25% more.
25%
We're
more.
going to have to. We're going to be like the Flintstones in one of those cars where you're going on with your feet.
Okay, and the leases are going to go up too for those of you who lease a car.